previous episode, since analytics teams don't have a direct impact on revenue, and we've talked about ways that they can be maybe, not necessarily tied directly to revenue, but can help influence it or at least demonstrate value and not tied directly to it.
Mm-hmm.
But since they're not tied directly to it, how can they be seen as more than just cost centers with their contributions to the organization?
Yeah, and I think the fact that we're not tied directly to revenue should be by design, first of all. But it does create this challenge of in the business world being labeled as a cost center, which I think comes with a lot of negative connotation. But just quickly touching on not being tied to revenue, I think it's really, really important that analytics teams, in their desire to be seen as a profit center, don't get caught up in trying to tie their work with direct revenue outcomes, because I think it's a very, very slippery slope to manipulating data to make your analytics team look better, which is the exact opposite of what our cause should be. We should be an independent voice of reason and allow the data to speak for itself. So if in our desire to be seen as a profit center, we get in a place where we're tempted to manipulate the data, that's just as bad or worse, I would argue, than being a cost center. With that said, there's very real opportunity for us to be seen, and whether we're labeled as a cost center or a profit center, we'll leave that up to the CFOs of the world that like to play around with those kind of nonsensical things in my mind. We can be seen as indispensable. And it doesn't really matter what the CFO labels you as if the business sees you as indispensable. And I think that's really where our focus should be as data teams, is we should put in the work to provide so much value to our business stakeholders that if our roles were ever threatened, that there would be a mutiny within the organization to keep us there, because we are seen as so valuable to their success. I think that's where we position ourselves and let the chips fall where they may, whether we're labeled as a cost center or a profit center.